Today is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026, exactly 2:50 p.m. Y'all know what my saying is. Valadoharas, Valamagulas. All men must serve and all men must die. Now, I want to say hello to everyone that's new to the channel, visitors, and my most loyal, trusted followers. Now, welcome back to another Made by Mastery discussion. Today's discussion is entitled The Prison of Borrowed Belief. Ooh, this is going to be juicy, y'all. Y'all going to love this. Now, every person holds 1,000 different beliefs about life, success, failure, money, relationships, religion, politics, education, etc., etc. Even themselves, right? Now, very few people ever stop to ask one simple question. Where did my beliefs come from? We often defend our beliefs with a passion, but never investigate their origin. And we assume that because a belief feels familiar, it must be true, which is not so. But familiarity, now, it's not proof, and repetition is not evidence. A belief can be repeated for 20 years, but can still be false. A belief inherited from trusted people is not automatically a belief that was consciously chosen. You see me? It was kind of coded into our minds, right? Today, we want to examine one of the most invisible forms of captivity. I call the prison of borrowed belief. Now, I titled this first lesson, Every Belief Has an Origin. In this first lesson, every belief has an origin. No belief appears in the mind without influence. We know this. Some beliefs are inherited from parents. Others come from teachers, religious institutions, our culture, friends, personal experience, some our fears, our disappointments, or even repeated exposure. Now, over time, these beliefs become so deeply woven into our identity that we stop recognizing them as beliefs at all. They begin to feel like objective reality, right? But yet, there's an important distinction between accepting an idea and examining an idea. A person can spend an entire lifetime defending beliefs they never consciously selected, right? But it'll fight you to the death on it. Now, this is why mastery begins with examination. I love mastery, y'all. I just love it so much. Before I defend a belief, right, you should first investigate it. Before you reject another perspective, you should understand your own perspective, how you really view things, right? Now, every belief system is built on underlying assumptions, right? And every belief system produces consequences. The quality of life is often connected to the quality of the belief that guide our decisions. The question is not whether you believe something. The question is whether that belief became yours through understanding or through inheritance, right? A mind that never examines its beliefs can become a prisoner without recognizing the walls surrounding it. So, I want you to keep in mind, right, to examine what you believe. Question yourself. Why do I even believe this? Where did this even come from? Right? Keep it in front of you. I know we ain't got a lot of time, so let me keep moving forward. Now, the second lesson I want to put in your hands, right, is when you control your mind, you control your decisions. Now, the greatest form of control is really physical. It's mostly psychological. Throughout history, people have understood that if perception can be influenced, right? If we can influence the way a person perceives things, right? Decisions often follow naturally. You see, the person who shapes the interpretation frequently influences the action without using force. That's why ideas are so powerful. That's why ideas are so powerful. They seeds. They germinate and grow. Right? Before there's a behavior, there's a belief. Before there's belief, there's influence. Whoever shapes the mind often shapes the direction of the life. So be wary of what you're listening to and what ideas you're accepting. You see me? This is why internal freedom is among the highest forms of freedom. Being free inside. That objective freedom. Now, I can't perceive every person, every institution, every advertisement, tradition, or ideology from attempting to influence me. Nah, that's what they do, right? But what I can do is strengthen the faculty that evaluates what enters my mind. Every belief deserves examination before acceptance. Every argument deserves thoughtful consideration before agreement. Every conclusion deserves evidence before conviction. Now, mastery is not about rejecting everything. It's about refusing to surrender your authority to your own mind without first examining the truth of its origin. The strongest prison is the one a person can't see because they believe they are completely free. Ooh, I know that's stunning. Let me just say that one more time. The strongest prison is the one a person cannot see because they believe they are completely free. Now, we have come to the end of our discussion. And y'all know how I like to end. Let us add an affirmation to further inspire. I refuse to become a prisoner of borrowed beliefs. I examine my thoughts before I embrace them. I seek truth above comfort, understanding above assumption, and wisdom above opinion. My mind belongs to me. My decisions belong to me. And every day I strengthen my ability to think clearly, choose consciously, and live deliberately. I am building a life founded upon examined principles rather than inherited assumptions. Mastery begins the moment we become willing to question what we have always assumed. The goal is not to doubt everything. The goal is to understand why we believe what we believe. A disciplined mind is not easily manipulated because it has learned to examine before accepting, to understand before defending, and to seek truth before certainty. Freedom is not simply the absence of chains. Sometimes freedom begins with a single examined belief. Thank you for joining me for another Made by Mastery discussion. This is Mr. Mungo Bey. Until next time. Now that's the real matrix right there. That's the real matrix. Vala Magulis, Vala Duhar.